second graders love to share their ideas. Teachers can channel this enthusiasm for learning and use it to develop students' understanding when they plan lessons that include a range of questions and meaningful discussions. Questions before reading should activate prior knowledge. As you watch, notice how teacher Carolyn Earnhardt asks questions to help her students connect what they already know to this story.
I want you to look at the picture on the front of the book. Where do you think the setting is for this story? Kristen, where do you think the setting of this might be?
In the desert.
Because
there's cactus.
All right, good clue. There's cactus in the desert.
In this next example, notice how she provides scaffolding for the students by rereading the text.
Also, from the preface, we know the setting. We know where this story took place. Where did it take place? Morgan?
In the desert outside.
In the desert outside. Do you remember the state where it took place? Let me read that one more time. It took place at the Tonto National Forest of Cave Creek, Arizona. John.
In Arizona.
Well-planned questions can improve students' comprehension by focusing their attention on important aspects of the text being read.
Let's look at as the story begins. The day Flag got lost in the desert, Dad and I searched for him until sundown. Who is writing this story? Anthony?
The girl.
Excellent. The girl is writing it because it said Dad and I.
Questions range from simple, asking students to become aware of information in the text, to more complex, where the goal is to extend and elaborate. Listen for the range of questions Janice Baker uses in this short excerpt of her Teacher Read Aloud.
I watch for her from the window and I blow on the glass to make breath pictures while I wait. When I see her, I call, "Sam, she's here." Okay, listen to my voice when I say that. Sam, she's here. What kind of punctuation marks do you think there are? Daniel?
Exclamation.
Exclamation marks. You're right, and that's why I read it that way with excitement. Sam, she's here. And he says it's okay to run down the long stairs and wait by the door. Grandma, I call. What did she mean when she made breath pictures? Daniel?
She blew on the wall on the glass and she draw a picture.
Okay. So, can we infer something about the weather by looking at these breath pictures? Nakendra, what can we infer about the weather?
It's cold.
Okay, it must be cold outside because if it's warm outside, you can't make breath pictures on the window, can you?
After reading, teachers may wrap up the lesson with additional questioning.
Let's look at another cause. The girl gave the prospector their name and address. Thank goodness she did that. What was the effect or the outcome of her giving the prospector their name and address? Trent?
In case the prospector found the dog,
then he would
call him and tell him and then take it to him.
Okay, he would know where to take Flag. Wasn't that smart of her to do that?
It's important to model good questioning and then to teach your students how to ask good questions. In this small group lesson, Maria Bernhard teaches her students how to answer different types of questions.
So did the sauropod get away?
We don't know.
We don't know. And how did you know that that's the right answer?
Because in the book they said they couldn't know because the rocks are right there.
That's right. And it said that right here in the book, didn't it? We can see the answer. Did the big sauropod get away? We don't know. That's one kind of question that you can ask and you can answer, and that's where the answers can be found word for word in the story. We could point to that answer, can't we? Sorry, and I'm going to ask you another kind of a question. This question's a little bit harder. The answer may be in more than one place, and you may have to tell me in more than one sentence what the answer may be. Give me the reasons why the trackers went home from the field trip.
Because they had no more water, and so they can think about what happened next, and they were getting tired.
Good, they were getting tired. Where did you found those answers in there, didn't you? Where did you find those? Right there in front of you on those 2 pages, didn't you? So you had to take some of the words from here and some of the words from here. So that's another type of a question. It's not just in one spot. You have to take clues that are in the story. You have to put them together. And now my last type of question that I'm going to talk to you about is a question that I'm going to ask you, and the answer isn't in the story. And this is one of the hardest ones because you have to think for yourself. What do you think happened to that sauropod?
He probably jumped over it.
Maybe he jumped over the rock. Very good.
By the end of the lesson, the students learned to generate their own questions about the reading.
If you could talk to a dinosaur expert, like these children did, what's a question that you would like to ask an expert? Evan?
I would like to ask him, how do they know some were meat eaters or plant eaters?
Why would you like to ask him that?
Because I want to see why did other dinosaurs eat the other dinosaurs.
They didn't tell us that in this story, did they? No. So that's something that we would like to know. Something else we'd like to know. Very good.
Struggling readers and English language learners especially benefit from discussions that give them opportunities to develop a deeper understanding of the English language. Teacher Kathy Sanders uses a wordless book for this activity.
Can you think of who the main character is in the story? Miguel.
The man?
The man. Can you think of a better way to describe the man? What kind of man is this? Esteban, what kind of man is this?
Baker?
A baker is a good answer. Is there another way you could describe the man? Myra, what kind of man is this?
Cooker?
A cooker. We could say a cooker. I think I like baker better because in English a baker is a person who makes cakes and pies and bread. So we may want to use baker. Stephanie, what's another way to describe the man?
An old man.
An old man. That would be good too.
Many teachers use graphic organizers to provide a visual framework for questioning and discussions. Virginia Sandoval uses a story map to help students recall key story elements of narrative text.
Tenemos ambiente, personajes, problema, solución.
She demonstrates for the class, then gives students time to practice filling out a story map after independent reading. The students share what they've written with a partner.
Solución. Dos ganaron.
For expository text, KWL charts help students organize information before and after reading. Students activate prior knowledge and set purposes for reading as they answer KWL questions. K for what do I know, W for what do I want to know, and L for what did I learn. Comprehension charts may be used with narrative and expository text. These charts record a range of information, from story elements to student thoughts and feelings and questions. Reading and understanding graphic organizers and charts extend to other second-grade subjects as well. During this math lesson, teacher Lisa Islas shows students how to read and comprehend information in word problems.
Let's read our next question.
How many more children like pizza than spaghetti?
You have to think, am I going to add or subtract? There's a key word there that you have to remember in your question. Danielle?
Takeaway.
Takeaway. You are comparing. What are we comparing, Danielle?
Pizza and spaghetti.
Graphic organizers come in many shapes and sizes. With careful lesson planning and preparation, teachers use charts, webs, maps, and more to create a visual springboard for generating questions, stimulating discussion, and enhancing student comprehension.